Hey guys, Happy New Year! Woo, 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 woo! It is 2024 and we have arrived. So happy new year to each and every one of you. And I just want to tell you guys, thank you so much for all your love and support. And I pray nothing but abundance and blessings over your life, over your kids, over your family, over your business, over whatever you have assigned to you. I pray that 2024 gives it to you abundantly and overflowing. Okay. So you guys, this is our first video for 2024. And today we are going to talk all about HOA documents. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Althea Hearst and I am a top producing real estate agent here in the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area. I'm also an agent coach, over 100 million sold, over 500 families served. Enough about me. I'm here to educate you, provide you a new opportunity, and make you feel good and comfortable about reaching your goals and educating yourself on home buying or even home selling. So today we are talking about HOA documents. So you know, I really like energy, though I can't see you. Raise your hand. Are you that person that's like, listen, I don't want to move into a HOA community, right? I don't want to move into a HOA community because I don't want people telling me what to do. Or are you that individual that's like, hey, listen, I just want a house and I do want an HOA community because I need some rules and regulations, right? Or it just doesn't really bother me too much. Either way, no way is the wrong way, but let's educate you on this. So number one, when it comes down to a HOA community, keep in mind that HOA is not put in place to simply tell you what you can and cannot do. It's put there to help safeguard the neighborhood and the community's value. So the downfall about not having an HOA is that means you could potentially have a neighbor who may not be able to keep up home or keep up their house as well as you do, or as well as the individuals in the neighborhood. So that means you may keep up your landscaping, you may make sure you power wash your driveway and power wash your siding or your brick, and plant your garden and do all of the great things. But your neighbor, on the other hand, may say, hey, you know what? I want to paint my house orange and I'm going to paint the door purple, and I'm going to have a car lot on the front, and I'm going to also have a dog kennel in the back, and I might even decide that I want to hoard, right? What ends up happening, you guys, unfortunately, is that one property now brings down the home value for not only your house and all the other homes surrounding it, because it becomes an eyesore. So when you put your property on the market to sell, people were like, oh my gosh, I cannot live next to this, or I cannot open up my window every day and see this house. This is feedback that I get from home buyers daily when I go and I show properties and they're looking around, they're looking at their neighbors and they're like, I don't know if I can look into their yard. Do you see this yard? This is truly bringing down this house value because I love the home, but I can't see this, right? So that's what happens with HOA. Now, the purpose of HOA, like I said, is to safeguard the asset and the value of the community, to make sure that nobody property value really takes a dip, okay? Now, let's say this. Number two, all HOA communities are different, okay? Every single one. Most of the time, the HOA community is actually ran by the neighbors in the neighborhood or community, okay? So most times there's not an actual dedicated association, but the people who sit on the board of the HOA committee actually are your very own neighbors. And guess what? You have the opportunity to sit on that same exact board, so that way you can help safeguard your community as well, which I recommend. Nothing wrong with sitting on your HOA board, so that way you can see where the funds are going. That way you can put in new ideas and implement new ways. If you wanted to install doggy bags, if you wanted to advocate for a new stop sign, you could do all of that if you're a part of your HOA community. If you're not a part of the HOA community, I do highly recommend that you at least at minimum attend the HOA meetings, okay? When you're purchasing a property, though, let's talk about that. Most times when you're purchasing a property, one of the questions that most first-time home buyers will have, or even second-time home buyers or a general home buyer, what they will ask is, hey, what can and can't I do inside of this community if there is a HOA, right? There are some HOAs that don't allow for you to have fences. There may be some HOAs that don't allow for you to paint your doors. There may be some HOAs that say you can't have a shed or gazebo. It all depends upon the community. Most HOAs, honestly, are pretty lenient. However, it's important that you know what your bylaws are, meaning what you can and cannot do, okay? So how do you find this out if you're looking to purchase a property that's within the HOA community? Great question, and I'm glad that you asked. The way that you find this out is most times actually you have to go under contract first, okay? So once you go under contract first on the property that you're looking to purchase, then the seller will initiate what we call the resale package. The resale package is basically all of the documents associated with that HOA to now be transferred into your name, right? This resale package has to be ordered because the HOA, if you have an HOA, if you live in an HOA community, if you don't pay your HOA dues, then it actually could put a loan against your property. Okay. So because the HOA can attach a lien, or not a loan, a lien, I'm sorry. It can't put a lien against your property. So because the HOA can attach a lien against the home, whenever they are selling the property, or whenever someone is selling their property and somebody else is buying the property, it has to go through a transfer process because now that HOA will be attached to the new homeowner. But throughout that transfer process, you guys, they are ordering what we call the bylaws and the declarations. These are your documents where it's going to tell you what you can and cannot do inside of this neighborhood, okay, inside of this association. Typically, you will get these at least maybe 5 to 10 days after you have went under contract. But don't freak out, okay? Because let's just say if you say, hey, I want to be able to put a pool in my backyard. And then on day 6, you get your HOA bylaws back and you're like, I read it and it says I cannot have a pool. Guess what? You can back out of your contract, get your earnest money deposit back, and walk away free and clear because you do have that set in as a contingency, okay? At least in the state of Maryland, DC, and Virginia, there are contingencies set in for you to protect you. So that way, if you do get your HOA documents back and you don't like what they say, you don't like their budget, you don't like the fact that they're behind, or you wanted to build a pool and they're telling you cannot have a pool, yes, you can walk away from your contract and get your earnest money deposit back and go find you another property, okay? That is what we call contingency. So I'm not going to have this video dragged out. We'll do another video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below or shoot me a DM or just let me know what question you may have. But when it comes down to purchasing a property inside of an HOA community, trust me, it is not a bad thing. I live inside of an HOA community. Most times, if you get a home that's in an HOA community, at minimum, it will include snow removal, trash removal, and things of that nature, recycle. If you live in a property that does not have an HOA community, then you may be responsible for paying that on your own and hiring a third-party service provider in order to provide that for you. Just a tip. So if you have any questions, let me know. I really appreciate you guys being here on this video. I hope that this was really, really good, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Welcome into 2024. See you guys.